whatever you want to, academically, financially, relationally, whatever. So 3 things. All right, now I'm gonna tell you the story. I got to get out of here. And the story is about, you guys have probably heard about this before. It was a young man who, he wanted to make a lot of money, and so he went.
What's up, everyone? Good evening. My name is Dantra, and I'm your host on I'm Never Right podcast. And tonight is our first show. First off, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This thing kind of just happened overnight for me. You guys have shown a lot of support on the Word of the Day videos, and it's been crazy. Tonight's topic is, do kids need their fathers? We're going to have a couple of guests who are going to come on and talk about this topic. Before we get started, I do want to share with you guys our lineup for the next month. We have about 4 shows booked already. Next week, I got my sis, Ariana. She's going to be on here next Monday. We're going to be talking about changes adults face when becoming a parent. I think this is a dope topic, especially for people who are in relationships, single parents, pretty much anyone who is a new parent and wants to get some insights. She's going to ask me some dope questions. I'm going to ask her some dope questions, and that's going to be a fun one. Following that, on August 11th, I got my guy Junior Ray and Estella coming on, and we're going to be talking about the difference between unconditional love and friendships and why males enjoy being around their guy friends. Now, this topic kind of went crazy on Facebook. Junior had a lot of things to say about it, and most of the men obviously agreed to what he had to say. Estella then came back with some interesting perspectives on the topic, and a lot of people really liked what she had to say. It's going to be fun. That's a late one, so drink your Red Bull, make your tea, your coffee, or whatever, and I hope you guys are ready for that one. And then following that, I got Jai and Triandra. They're going to be coming on talking about the difference between men and women and who has it harder. I think this is going to be another dope topic. When I thought about doing the podcast, it really was to raise awareness on different topics. And I didn't want to just pre-record shows and then come on here and talk to you guys. I really wanted for people to come on and give their insights on things. So if there's any topic you want to talk about, if it's sports, if it's music, if it's educational, if you have a small business, please reach out. This is not about me. This is about everyone coming together and really talking about anything, So the topic, does a child need their father? This pretty much stemmed crazy on Facebook, where people was giving different insights. I posted it because I wanted to see what people had to say. I actually have not weighed in on this topic yet because I really wanted to see what people were saying. And I think it's an interesting topic. I think people have different perspectives on if a child needs their father. I will say it can go either way. I might share my perspective later on tonight after everyone talks about it. So make sure you're flooding those comments and giving us your insights on what you think. My first guest is going to be my brother. He's going to come on. I'm going to have him join in a couple minutes. What I will say is, for anyone who's joining the live or in the comments, please be respectful of people. Everyone's going to have an opinion. We can debate where it doubts, but, watch the language. We can swear a little bit, but just be respectful. We don't want to be on here disrespecting other people. Like I said, we can go back and forth. We could talk about it, but everyone's opinion is validated, and that's what it is. It's an opinion. None of us are scientists. None of us have PhDs on these topics. So it's just for us to have something to talk about and get people's different insights on that. So I'm going to have him come on. I'm going to let him know he could jump on the live, and we're going to get into it. I really want to hear what you guys have to say. So please comment, share your feedback. And again, if you want to join the live, just send me a quick inbox. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll drop my number in the YouTube chat comments because we're on Restream, so people can join from anywhere. I'll also drop my phone number in the Facebook comment so people can shoot me a text if you really want to join the live. I'm waiting for my brother to jump on, and then my guy Junior Ray, he's supposed to join us too. He really wanted in on this topic, so it should be fun. Let me see where he's at. But yeah, I see we got about 9 people on Facebook, and we got about 10 people watching on YouTube. So again, drop them comments if you think children need their father, and have something to go with it. You know what I mean?
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go. Here we go. Look at you, baby boy. Got your own podcast, boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So,
That's
I'm not gonna ask you that question right off the rip. We're gonna save that question for the last question to leave people, thinking about it. So the
okay.
first question is, I know these answers, but a lot of people don't.
Mhm.
The first question is, did you grow up with a consistent father in your life?
Um, what do you mean as consistent? Because my
So, so, so,
consistent.
so I'll phrase it as this:
Mhm.
was your father in your house when you woke up every morning?
No,
Was your father involved in the first 10 years of your life, giving you moral support and teaching you how to be a boy or a man?
no, no, not the
As
first time.
Yeah, as you got older, did you build a relationship with your father?
I always felt like I had my own relationship with my father, where I felt that was my relationship with my dad.
Yep,
You
yep.
feel me? It could be different with others as the relationship, but I feel like yeah, I had a relationship with him. I always did, but when I got older and to understand the things that he was going through, and like I felt like yeah, I felt
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yep. All right. Next question. Do you think that not having a consistent father in the first 10 years of your life made a difference in how you were raised in the first half of your life?
Um, no, because I feel like the first 10 of your life, you're still a child, you get me? So you
Mm-hmm.
always see what you know, you get me? So like
Yep.
our mom was there, you feel me? So it was just that's just what it was. We was consistent with
Yep.
that. So I don't feel like that played a big factor of that.
Do you think this is gonna be a good one? Do you did you grow up with consistent father figures for the first 10 years of your life?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There was two big ones.
Yep.
There was two big ones. Our uncle, of course, and Mark Bayhead.
Yep.
He
Yep.
he changed my life.
So
He
as you got
absolutely played
older
a part.
and you grew that relationship with your father, did you let the past of him not being there affect the relationship that you tried to build or did build?
No, I just let it be what I was because I was a kid.
Yep.
You feel me? I was a kid at that time. So then I got to understand in my perspective of what I wanted to him to be there for me
Yep.
at that moment.
Nice. Good answer. All right. So as you got older and you grew that relationship with your father, did you ever think about what it would be like if he was around at the beginning?
Of course. That's every boy's of course, but
Yeah.
that's every boy's dream wish, so whatever you want to put it.
So if you could share a memory, good, that's appropriate, bad, that's appropriate, with your dad, what would it be?
Good. I got to play in a summer league that my nana and uncle ran. I got to play on a basketball team with him. That was great.
You got to play
And
with him, like on the same
yeah,
team.
he was on my team. Yeah, he was on my team. I got to play with him. So that was great because basketball always been my first love.
Yep.
So I feel like that was special to me.
And
Bad.
yeah, I won't even use the word bad. I'll just say
Yeah,
maybe.
because I only say it would be bad because of the situation where it was at.
Hmm.
That's the only I would put it bad because it was still good to me, but it was bad because so the bad situation was me playing chess with my dad in prison. That
Yep.
was because of the situation. Like, dang, we was both in prison. I always got to hear stories. Like when I just went back, the time that I got to be in jail with him, I got to see 46 pictures, I believe, different mugshots of my dad. And
Mm.
that was just mad crazy to me because it's like, dang, like you've been arrested these many times and it's just like different timelines of his life. But I
Yep.
got to see, I took it as information. I got
Yep.
to know,
Mm.
you get me, even the CO to even do that. He seen
Yeah.
some type of good with my dad for him to even like, yo, your dad's in here. He pulled me out my block and got to sit in the room. I got to talk to my dad. So, but playing chess with my dad because he always told me like, yo, chess is a game of life.
Yep.
Chess is a game of life, and if you see the lifestyle that I live, not that he said that he put prison on me, but if you ever was
Yep.
in
Yep.
that situation, learn
Mm.
that game, and it will mentally, and I ain't gonna lie, that game changed my life, and me being in prison and having that moment with him was special. But that was the only bad thing. I ain't gonna say the other bad thing. Well, I ain't.
so so
I'm gonna
I'm gonna cut you
sugarcoat
off
it.
real quick.
Uh,
So people who are commenting questions, we're definitely gonna answer them. I'm just gonna keep asking him a few more questions. He's probably gonna ask me a couple questions, and then I'll go through the live, and then we'll read through the questions because I see him coming in. There's some great questions, so don't think we're ignoring you. We're definitely gonna get to them. All right. Next question. I know the ladies are probably waiting for this question. Do you think not having that consistent father put a burden on our mom raising us to be men?
Hell yeah. It's crazy. Because how does a woman
Mm-hmm.
teach a boy how to be a man?
It's the question that
You
everybody
feel
wants
me?
to know the answer to. Yeah.
She can only raise her child, her her man child to be what she feel what I feel
Mm-hmm.
what she feels that she wants in a man.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, and her own father, you get me? So absolutely, it was hard. It's hard. Like
Mm-hmm.
I commend all the single mothers because first of all, we have a single mom.
Yep.
So like it wasn't hard, especially dealing with a kid like me. It wasn't
And
hard. It's not hard.
all right. All right. You got any questions for me?
Um, yeah, actually, I
let
do actually, sir.
let me hear them.
How did you navigate without having a father in your life? And when I say that, because we have the same dad in we live different lifestyles in some type of aspect. And you exceed it more at the moment what I have not taken what you did. You see it a lot. Commend you for that gag. Appreciate you. But
That's a good question.
like how did you because there was times I'm like, dang, like then I'm looking at you, it's just like, how did you
Uh,
navigate with that?
that's a tough question because we've been through a lot. So
Yeah.
honestly, I just always would try to think what Ma would do. You know, Ma raised us the best way she could. So when she wasn't around, I felt like I had to be her, but
Mm,
in a fatherly way. So it was like, you know how it was when we was growing up. Make sure the house is
mhm.
clean before mom gets home. Do these
Right.
dishes. Do your homework. You know. So it really was. It was navigating in an aspect on what I thought a father should be doing in the home. So I never really looked at it as a burden. She never asked us to take on more. She never expected us
Exactly,
to
yeah.
do anything. So it was just like,
Mhm,
how can I make it easier on her? You know. So
mhm,
I guess that's how I looked at it. Um, I think As we got older, it got hotter trying to navigate that because, as you get older as a young man, turning into a man and you go through things, your mom can't relate to the things you're going through. One, because she's a woman, and two, because she's not experiencing what you're
The things
going
that we've
through,
been through.
so she
Exactly.
can't really give an opinion on a situation from a woman's standpoint, because as a man, when certain things happen to you and you go through certain things, women are just never going to be able to experience it. Just like for a man, you're never going to be able to understand what a woman is going through or feeling when something happens to them. So it's one of those things, like you
Exactly.
said, she can never teach us how to be a man in the eyes of what is a man. All
Yeah.
she can do is show us what she knows.
Exactly. What
You
she feels
know,
is right.
right.
Exactly.
That was a good question. I had to think about that.
Yeah, I know. I got to lie that I've been waiting. I got to lie that question came up the top, but I always it didn't come up the top because of I always damn, like, how does this kid do it? Like, cause
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
seeing things different, and I'm like, yo, I felt like me personally, I felt I had to protect us. You get me?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like I had to just feel like that was my fatherly role. But was I doing it right? Yeah, but no at the aspect because I'm looking at the things that you're doing. You feel me?
Yep,
I could have took a different route, but that just wasn't the cards that I guess I was dealt with at the moment.
yep.
Because now I see it. Now it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
I get
yeah.
it. Yeah, now I get it. Now I'm understanding. I always felt well. I felt like I always like 3 years 5 years ago now, 4 years ago now, I felt like I understand the way that you navigated things. So now I just had to hear it out loud
Yep.
to see if that I was my
You
my
got you
my
got any
idea.
other questions for me?
No, that was actually it. I
All
ain't
right.
gonna
So,
lie.
all right. So we're gonna start answering these questions,
Mhm,
but I'm gonna ask you the question that everyone's waiting for. Does a
mhm.
child need their father? People think it's straight cut. I don't think it's
No, it's not because I ain't gonna lie. Me and my girlfriend was talking about it earlier. Because it's when you're asking, what do you mean? It depends what you're asking. What do you
yep,
mean when does a child need their father? Like, what do
yep.
you mean by that?
And that's why, when I posted it on Facebook and everyone gave their perspectives on if a child needs their father, every comment, and let me see if I can pull it up and keep us both on the screen. Yep. So every comment
Mhm.
that people put, it had a different thing. So someone said kids need love. We bring them into this scary world and they're so innocent, whether it's a mom, dad, aunt, or even a foster parent, they need real love and security. And then someone else brought up
Exactly.
a great point and said, not if the father is toxic. They didn't. So, excuse me, not if a father is toxic, they don't. You got to protect your kids, even if it's from the other parent. Well, at least in their situation. So it's all situational. Someone else said kids need an active father, a present
Exactly.
father, a father that's trying, a trying father, not someone that's just there. So I think it it very
It's to me personally, it's more than a want than a need.
yep,
You feel me? Because again, we personally grew up with our father not consistently in our life. I have a different relationship with our dad than you do. You feel me? You
yep,
get me? My relationship with my dad is more open. With yours is just more like I respect my dad. It's just more you strive more because there's times that I looked at like, damn, I need my dad. But then I look at you, it's just like you ain't never asked for him and look at the things that you achieved. You feel
mhm,
me? So it's more than me personally, it's more than a want than a need.
yep.